Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kay and I am Stitchy Pfeiffer here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Very warm welcome to you if this is your first time visiting my channel. Oh, and this is Charlie. So very warm welcome to you if this is your first visit to my channel. I hope that you find something that you like and that you will come back and spend some more time with me. If you do find something, if you do see something that you like and you want to follow on with my stitchy progress, click on the like and subscribe button, and on the drop down on the notification bell select all. That way you'll be told whenever I upload new content. This is a channel that is primarily about cross stitch. Occasionally there are other hobbies, other crafts mentioned such as knitting or crocheting, but I've not done any of those this week, so it's purely cross stitching this week. If you're a returning viewer, thank you ever so much for coming back and spending some more time with me. Your support, as always, is appreciated, and if you can, as I say, click on the like, click on the like and subscribe buttons, or leave me a comment, or share my video if you think that any of your friends would be interested in the projects that I'm showing. And I'm sorry if that sounded so disjointed because it went completely off my notes. Today is Saturday the 20th of September 2025. I'm a wee bit later in filming today because my computer decided it wanted to do an update and then it didn't like the update, so I had to undo it all and it took forever. But I'm back up to, I'm back onto speed now, and I'm getting this done now. Looking out the window, it's a bit dull today. There is rain forecast for later on this afternoon. But looking at the trees out there, I can see that it's definitely, I would say we're definitely in autumn now. The leaves are starting to fall from the trees, and where I am in Fife, where I look out over, we don't really get a lot of sort of like the autumn colours of yellows and golds out initially over there, but in the woodland around about, you can see the trees are starting to turn and change colour. I just wish that I lived in a more photogenic part of the world at this time of year and I could show you pictures, but unfortunately no. And thinking about the rain that was forecasted today, I don't think we've had a day all week that we've not had a shower of rain. And my poor grass is needing cut, it's needing its last cut before the end of the season, and it's just not getting a chance to get it done. The gardener can't get it done because it's just sopping wet. Anyway, that's my moan about the weather and everything. So what have I been up to this week? Well, you'll be glad to know I managed to stitch all 7 days on 6 projects, and I achieved a whopping 6,054 stitches. Woo! Loads of stitches. Quite a few projects I actually hit 1,000 stitch target for the rotation. My rotation is 2 days or 1,000 stitches, whichever comes first. All of the projects that I stitch on are either 18 count Aida or 25 count Evenweave, and all of them are stitched with CXC floss 1/1 full cross unless I state otherwise. I've had no new starts this week, and I have no finishes or fully finished objects to show you, so it's just straight whips today. The first project I'm going to show you is the one that I picked up straight after I finished filming last week, which was Rosy Santa. This is, now let me just take the brightness down. Oh, that's going to try it up there. That is this one, and I do apologise, the lighting is a bit sucky in here today. This is this one. This is from the Cross Stitch Studio, and it's been stitched in 25 count easy count. I've stitched on this for 2 days last week and achieved a total of 1032 stitches. What I'm doing is I am converting, I do apologise for the zips, I have to stop the cats from getting in the bags. What I'm doing is I'm converting this from working across the rows. I was going to do this 10 by 10 across the rows. Oh my gosh, I don't even think you can see that. Can you see that? It's not pink, it's actually mainly 3756, 3766, 3765, and there's the odd bit of, there's an odd speckle of 819, 818 and 225, and I think there's one or two other wee bits and pieces in there that are different colours. It does look kind of pink in this light, but it is cream. As I say, I'm bringing this into diagonal blocks. I was going to do it across, I was going to work across in diagonal blocks, but I thought, no, I want to tackle, get rid of all that, as much of that border, that background as I can. I mean, this is the start of the frame for the Santa here, so I've got, you know, I'm going to get quite a bit of that out the way before I tackle the frame. It might change that I switch it again, I don't know, but I'm not doing the straight diagonals on this one. I was finding I was travelling too much in threads and things, so I just decided to do the blocks, the 10 by 10 blocks. And what I'm doing is I'm parking in the block below, anyway, I'm parking in like the block below, but working in the diagonal, so my next one will be here. So I'll complete that block and I'll park in below here before I move down into the next one. The odd time that I'll sort of park on the diagonals if there's no other stitches. Basically, it's if there's no stitches below, I'll look to the block to the right. If there's nothing in there, I'll look at the blocks below to the left and to the right of where I've stitched. But that is Rosy Santa. I have, as I say, I'm converting that one. I have so far on that project, hold on, you can go over there out the way, I don't need you just now. I don't need Waltz right now, so you can give me a bit more space. There we go, right. Why is it not scrolling? Oh, goodness sake, that can go down near then. Oh, for goodness sake. Oops. And that's my scissors on the floor now. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh. I think I've gotten past all the drops. Yeah. On Rosy Santa, I have completed 4,184 stitches out of 315, 875, or 1.32%. The next one I'm going to show you is a project from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a retired chart and it is called Let Me Be. I'll just get the mock up. This is a retired chart from Heaven and Earth Designs based on artwork by Linda Ravenscroft. And there we go. I think that's about the best I can do given the lighting today. And I don't want my sliding off my knee. So I'll just pop you back up there. So yeah, this is a retired chart from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Linda Ravenscroft. The artist is also retired from HAED. Last week I worked on this for 1 day. I managed a total of 1,062 stitches. This one has been stitched on 25 count Aida, easy count Evenweave. Oh my goodness. And again, I'm converting this into diagonal blocks. I was following the colours, but it's getting into quite a messy bit where there's sort of, you know, they're all over the place and I was starting to struggle to follow them. so I've decided to convert it into the stepped blocks as well, doing the same parking below, or to the right, or to the diagonally to the right. As I say, 1062 stitches, which converted this into this diagonal here, and I've started working on this block here, this bit here, getting that into, eventually it is going to be a proper diagonal. It takes me to a total on this project of 4,063 stitches out of 226,100, or 1.80% complete. And I actually really enjoy that, and it is quite quick to stitch it up, even though it is getting to a bit more confetti now. I am enjoying it. I just wish I had managed to get some more of her artwork before she was retired. I didn't realise that I would. I didn't think I would like it as much. I can't remember if that was a freebie or not, and that's why I had it. The third and fourth projects that I worked on last week were my September new starts, because I was getting to the end of my rotation. So the third one that I worked on, you'll be fed up of saying this one by now, I would imagine, because it has featured so much the first couple of weeks, and that is Two Wolves from Pain Free Crafts. So it's another retired chart, artwork by Nadia Strelkina, and that is my progress on that. And again, I'm converting to the step blocks. It just seems to work better for me. I was going to try keep going across, but I've decided to just bring it into the step blocks. I'm working on 25 count, easy count for this one, and I completed 810 stitches over 2 days. My rotation, as I said, is 2 days or 1,000 stitches, whichever I come to first. But my days used to be from the time that I got up in the morning to the time I went to bed at night. I would count a day if I was stitching the whole day. But now I've had to change that slightly, and I'll explain that to you further on. My days have changed now that I switch projects at dinner time, around between 5 and 6 o'clock. It's just so that I can try and get some focus time on the Heaven and Earth Designs SAL from this year, so I want to finish it. So that is Two Wolves, and I have got a total for September for this so far of 5,385 stitches out of 177,288, or 3.04%. That's looking it actually looks really good. Quite impressed with that. My first Pain Free Crafts chart. It's not going to be my last. I have got quite a few that I have bought from Sarah. The next one is the other September new start, and this is Glorious Sunflowers, and it's from Artecy. The original artwork is by a lady called Ulrika Leone. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. I'm stitching this on 18 count white Aida. It's ungridded, it's a generic Aida. Not my favourite Aida in the world, but I have noticed that the more I'm working on it, the softer it's getting, so that's quite good. So I'm working on this one in hand, and again I'm doing the stepped blocks. I've got to finish off this block here and do this block here. The first column is 90 stitches with instead of 1,000, so it's a 9 by 10 instead of a 10 by 10 for the first block. But so it does mess up my counting a little bit. But I have managed, I stitched on it one day, and I did 1,000 140 stitches. I did this while I was watching Nicola's live stream on Wednesday. I did about 600 or 700 in the space of 2.5 hours because it was all one colour. And then I started staggering it, and I'm bringing in the other colours here now. So that is it there. I have done 2,131,000, sorry, 230, what's hard? My mouth's away ahead of my brain, or my brain's ahead of my mouth. I don't know which, but we'll get there. 2,131 stitches out of 60,000 stitches, or 3.55. You may notice that I've not put this one, doing this one, you may notice that I have not done what I normally do when a new start, and that is get my 3,000 stitches in start, because I'm using this to do Nicola's September Sunflowers event on our Facebook group, which is, and my goal is 100 stitches minimum per day in September. I'm actually put 100 stitches in it, but an extra, which will take me to, it'll take me to 3,000 over the month, which is what I like to have, as I say, on a new project. And I'll be doing the same thing next month when I make my new start. So that was me right round the whole lot. I've done my rotation. I'm back to number 1, which is my oldest project. It was my focus for a finish, but that's been usurped. That's a nice word, usurped by HAED. But it will be back as focus to for a finish for probably next year. Now, this one I'm doing slightly different because I was stitching it in the frame, but I'm now stitching it. I'm back to stitching it in hand. So I'm doing this one a wee bit differently. And what I'm doing is I'm sort of coming off the diagonal and going along. Just because of the colour changes in this, and I think it's going to be easier. I'm not going to get fed up with stitching just the green or just the blue. And because I'm doing it in hand, it's easier to work in blocks going across than it is to do the diagonal. I think I might have to convert sunflowers, go to sunflowers to that at some point as well. But this is the mock-up of what it's going to look like when it's finished. I'm not the only Flosstuber that's working on this. Stitching Mummy is doing this, where she's taking out taking away the border and just doing the parrot on a nice fancy fabric. And the Night Owl Stitcher is working on it as well. She's still up really near the top. Stitching is beautiful, in both cases the stitching is beautiful on them, and I'm looking forward to seeing their progress. The rate I'm getting through my rotation, they may well have completed it way before I do. Here it is in its entirety. And as I said, I am working down here. I was working sort of in the diagonal, but when I started going without stitching it in hand again, I was decided just to come across, so I've been working in these blocks along here. This is my next block starting here. And then I'll get into these lovely blues of the bird. So I stitched on that for 2 days. And that was it's a retired Heaven and Earth Designs chart, artwork by Ching-Chou Kuik. It was a freebie. I'm stitching on 25 count Evenweave, easy count, and I stitched on it for 2 days, and I got a total of 1,014 stitches, taking me to a total for the project of 105,422. out of 156,000, and I'm at 67.58%. So that's that one. The last project that I'm going to show you is, to apologise again for the zipper, is the Heaven and Earth Designs set. So, for goodness sake. I've taken it out the frame for you to let you see where I am at. Ignore this bit, that's to get unpicked yet. That was the first attempt, and I did that 2/1 and I decided I didn't like it, stitching 2/1 on 18 count, which is going to be interesting this week because I have got a project that is 2/1 on 18 count. But I'm finishing off just this section here, and then I'll be starting the 2 pages in here, and then there'll be the other 4 pages will come out on the 1st of October. So as I said, I've stitched it there. I can't show you the mock-up of this because it does just show you like the first up to about there. It doesn't show you the full thing. I might be able to. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. If I view PDF instead of mock-up, that's far too big. Right, we'll do that. There we go. There's the mock-up. There's what it's going to look like when it's completed. And those flowers are full of confetti. I have completed 6 full pages on this. So because of that, excuse me a second. Stop that. Yes, you. Come and show them who's been naughty. Come on. Show them who's been naughty. Charlie. Hey. Been naughty today. Oscar's up in the cat tree sound asleep. In fact, it was sound asleep now. He's looking at me because he's heard somebody's head called naughty. Yeah. I've got the 6 pages I needed to be eligible for the whole, for all 12 charts, for all the ones that were available. This is the Van Gogh Roses one, but I also, when I was picking my project, I couldn't decide between that. There was the Nature's Wonder, which is a lion, Innocent Dreams, which was the bunny, Drinks on the Beach. There was quite a few of them that I really liked, and so I went for this one because I didn't really see a lot of people picking it. When we're sort of talking in the Head Talk group about the project, I didn't really see a lot of people talk about that. I thought, I wanted something for the channel that wasn't getting shown everywhere else. That he's gone. That wasn't getting shown by everybody like Jelly World or Drinks on the Beach and stuff like that, because they were more popular. So, and I didn't want people getting bored by seeing the same project over different channels. So my philosophy is I go for charts that number one, charts that I like, that I will stitch. Ones that maybe not everyone else is stitching. I've got a couple of Aimee Stewart's big shelves in my stash, but I won't go for like, I really want to stitch the Animal Kingdom one, but there's quite a few people stitching that at the moment, so I'm going to hold back until maybe next year or the year after, because the one that I'm actually going to start next year is Cosmic Bowling. I don't have that in my pattern keeper to show you, but I've really on that, and it'll be the supersized max colour version. I'm thinking about starting that in June next year. And now I'm going now into plans, which is completely out of order. Stats for my head sew. I have I stitched on that for 2 days, and I managed, if I can find the number, hold on. 1,096 over 2 days, taking me to a total of 62,165 out of 73,672, or 84.38% of the 3rd instalment, and I'm around about 73% of the full project. So as I said, there's no crocheting for me this week. I have no haul planned. Kind of mentioned it there. I'm thinking of doing Cosmic Bowling next year in June for my birthday. It's just the colours in it, and I used to play 10 pin bowler, and I played for Scotland as a junior way back in the 1980s, aging myself here. My dad was a prolific 10 pin bowler, as was my mum before she got too ill to do it, so I kind of inherited that from them. Unfortunately, I've not been able to do it anymore. I'm not able to do it anymore. But I do enjoy, you know, I used to, it was my sport, it was my obsession at the time, kind of like my cross stitches now. What was I going to say? Yes, so that's my sort of June for next year, penciled, not in ink, it's in pencil for June next year, for my birthday month. Looking forward to next week. If I manage to stitch at the same pace as what I did this week, I will get to at least 4 of my projects, plus my HAED cell, maybe 5. The ones that I'm looking at doing next week are the Witch Hour Max Colour, which is HAED chart, artwork by Lisa Parker. The Flying Scotsman from Artecy, which is the one that I'm doing for my dad's commemoration, hoping to get it finished for his 100th birthday in 2029. That is by Artecy, it's artwork by Kevin Walsh. Then the supersized kitchen shelf max colour from HAED, artwork by Aimee Stewart. And the Celtic Dragon by 2x2 stitch art from Etsy. If I manage to get all those done, I might be able to get into, excuse me while I think my mouse is just, my mouse is working, it's a laptop, it's not moving. Why is it not moving? Oh my goodness sakes. Sorry guys, I'm just moving you because you were top of buttons. Oh come on, what are you not? Oh for goodness sake. Oh come on. Don't die on me now, laptop. You've done so well. It's on a go slow. Right. Anyway, yeah. If I get those finished, I will possibly get on to now you're going to start up, aren't you? I might, if I get all those done, I may get on to the Scotland Tile Quaker Flag from Vivster's, which is number 6, I think, in the or 7. I'm thinking November start. I'm not looking at a new start at the beginning of November, but I will be ordering fabric sometime next month in floss. I don't have to even do it next month. I could do it sometime and do it at the beginning of November, and that would be for Celtic Thistle, which will be my St Andrew's Day new start for this year. You stop it. Just go lie down. Oh, cats. Charlie's either up in my face, or he's annoying me, or he's up to something he shouldn't be doing at the moment. I don't know, honestly don't know what's going through his head. I think if he had the brain cell he'd be dangerous. Where was I? Yeah, new starts for October. 1st of October will be monogamous. Oh, for God's sake. McGonagall's Library from the Cross Stitch Studio. You've seen many others doing the big ones. I think, who's doing it? There's one of the Flosstubers I watched that does them on Stitch with Me. Is it Needle Kim? Needlework Kim? I can't remember. I'm sure she's doing it. Well, I'm starting it, and I noticed somebody in one of my groups has started it as well. Just the other day, she started it on 32 count. I'm going to be doing it on 25 count. I can't go any higher than 25 count because my eyes won't let me. So I've just ordered the fabric and the floss for that today. So that's why I'm in the haul. Kind of broke the bank a wee bit this month, but hey ho. As I say, I'm not planning anything for November. Thinking though, what I might do, because I've got the blank slot at number 7, because our UFO Autumn Waltz is bringing out the monthly Quaker series from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. I've got January and February done. I was about to start March, but I put it on the back burner because I didn't. Because when I was doing it initially, I was trying to emulate Alba Stitch or Amanda and do it in its month. But January wasn't too bad. February was a bit of a struggle, and I found that I was not getting time to do my other projects the same. It was eating into that, and I much prefer having the rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in again into the slot that Autumn Waltz was in, but they're going to be working through them, and they're always going to be in that same slot. So it'll be March. I'll be starting the March one. Starting the March one in October or November, whenever it comes round. And in fact, it might even be this month. I've got the fabric, so I've got fabric there, so I can do them. March, and when I've completed that one, I think they're around about 3,000 or 4,000 stitches each. So 3 or 4 rotations times out the rotation should get me. Should get me through one of them. And then looking into November, it's going to be Celtic Thistle on the 30th for St Andrew's Day. I might have another new start at the beginning of November. I'm not going to say yet. I'm not going to say that I'm not or not. The plan is for this year, is going forward from December into next year. I'm going to have a new start at the 30th of November. I'm going to have a new start middle of December because I want to start Teddy Bear Tree for Christmas, but I can't start it right on Christmas because I'm going to have another new start at Hogmanay, which is in Monarch of the Glen. So I'm going to have 3 new starts around about December. So that hopefully will be my startitis that I started with in January. That'll be gone. I'll be over and done with, and because I'll have 20. By that time I'll have 22. My going to go to the library's 22. I'm going to go to the library. Celtic Thistle. Teddy Bear Tree. 22, 23, 24, 25. I'll have 25 projects by then, which was the goal for the number I wanted. And what I'll be doing is maybe every other month or significant dates I'll start a diet, I'll start a new project then. I have got the 4 seasonal montages from Penny Crafts, which were retired, Janet Stever's ones which were retired. I've got them. I was thinking of starting them on each of the equinoxes or something like that, but watch the space. That might change, and I might go completely off a tangent and continue with one new start every month next year. But I am hoping to be starting Cosmic Bowling in June for my birthday month. For my actual birthday, it's more than likely going to be another Long Dog sampler. I don't know whether it's going to be Fisherman's Friends, Fisher King, or Fishing for Compliments, a new one, or if it's going to be one of the bigger ones. I'm wanting to try and keep 2 Long Dogs on the go. So when I finish one, I'll, when it comes back out in rotation, I'll start another one, unless it's for a specific, if it so happens that that's the end of it, my birthday that it's coming out, then, that's my plan for plans going forward into that. What have I been watching? Not really been watching a lot. I've been tending to stitch with just nothing. You know, sitting in silence stitching this past week. It's been quite a therapeutic doing that, so I think I've been needing it. Just like getting back to meditative quality that I like about my cross stitch, and just listening to the sound of the needle and the fabric. The needle and the thread goes through the fabric. It's very therapeutic. But I have watched some Flosstubes. I've watched it's mainly been stitched with me, so it's been like things I've been watching, like I think Needle Kim's ones, Stitch Your Lovers, and 30-minute Daily Stitch are the ones that jump to mind. I think I caught a stitching masterpieces at the tail end of the week, last week, and I've not seen another one come out, but it might be sitting in my subscriptions tab. Away from Flosstube, I've listened to Who Did What Now. I've caught another couple of episodes of that podcast on Spotify, and I've been binging Chicago Med, Chicago PD on Prime. That's it, really. The life update's been pretty boring. I think, in fact, going forward from now into the winter, I don't go out much in the winter because I'm on crutches. When I go any distance, I'm scared about slipping and landing back, you know, in A&E with another injury to my back. So I don't go out much in the winter. If I have an appointment, it can be done over the phone. I'd rather do it over the phone instead of going out, because, you know, I don't do cold very well. I don't do ice. I don't. You know, if it's icy outside, I don't go. I'd rather cancel and redo it. So going forward, there won't be much in the way of life updates. Anything else that I've got to tell you? I think there is. Charlie's now lying like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth, considering that he's been a little pissed all week. I won't tell you what he got up to during the week, but yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to tell you this week. Remember, if you do like my projects and you want to follow the progress, click on the like and subscribe button and select all in the drop down on the menu on the notification bell, so you get notified whenever I upload new content. I try to film an update on a Saturday, sometimes it's a Sunday, not very often, and I will try and film 2 Stitch With Me videos a week. I haven't this week because I've kind of thought you'd be fed up with seeing me stitching on 2 wolves, but I'm going to be working on the Witching Hour Max Colour. I've got it out ready to start working. This one. Got it out ready to start working as soon as I finished filming and just started uploading. That one. So that is it there. I'm working on this diagonal here. I'm toying with the idea of coming off the diagonals and doing the blocks of this as well, but I'll see. The good thing about these projects being so big, if you don't like the way that you're doing them, you know, if you don't like the way they're stitching, doing it one method, you can switch it and do another. So that is what we're working on later today. I will try and film a Stitch With Me this week. I might not manage to, but I will try and get at least one done. Hopefully I'll get back into the swing of things again. I've been kind of a bit about filming Stitch With Me's and the last wee while, and yeah, as you know, I didn't film at all for August. Yeah, and going forward as well, I'm sharing mentioning plans. Not next video, but the video after, I will give you my stats for September. I think it's going quite well. I'm doing not too bad. I'm a wee bit down, I think, on last month, but if I get a couple more weeks, if I get 2 more weeks like this week, then it's just passed, then I'll get myself back up there. So I'm going to leave you my 2 thoughts as always. Firstly, it doesn't matter how many stitches you manage, even if you only manage 1, it's still progress, because it is 1 less stitch you still have to complete. Yeah. And secondly, this is a big important one, treat others as you wish to be treated yourself. If you give kindness, you get kindness. So yeah, kind word, kind gesture, a smile cost you nothing. Depends on the gesture, obviously, but it doesn't cost you anything. But it means the world to the person on the receiving end of that kindness, and it gets paid forward. It really does. So thank you guys for watching me today, and I will see you all again in the next one. So take care and happy stitching. Bye.